Now, let me make a disclaimer before I get started. This is not fact. I did not get this from a reliable source. This is not I got a guy on the inside telling me all about Haymon and the PBC's secrets. None of that. This is simply my opinion. I'm just your average Joe. I do construction for a living, and on my free time, I get on this podcast and I talk my shit. I just think out loud. I let all my subs know what I'm thinking. I share my thoughts with y'all. And anybody else that happens to run across the podcast, I appreciate, especially all my subs. Thank you for fucking with me. A little bit about me and why I started the podcast was I realized after a while I knew way more than any of my friends, any of my coworkers. I knew way more about boxing for anybody to even care for. You see what I'm saying? Hell, I had one guy at work started calling me the fight doctor. So I have all this info on boxing and nobody to share it with. And so that's why I started this channel, to find other boxing fanatics that can relate and enjoy listening to all of this boxing info that I have and continue to consume. I'm the guy in real life that when the big fight is coming up, like the Errol Spence versus Crawford, I had a lot of casuals or people that don't care for boxing calling me and asking me, what did I think about this fight? Who do I think is going to win? Overall just thoughts. How can I watch it? I'm that guy. If all else fails, my people know if there's a fight they want to see, like a fight that all the casuals are interested in, all they have to do is make it to the Big O Dog's house. And just, as long as they bring the Big O Dog some beer, it's all gravy. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty, to the meat and potatoes. Because I know that's what y'all all came for, you know what I'm saying? It says it on the title. Y'all didn't come here to listen to my life story, so here we go. Al Haymon and the PBC set Tim Tszyu up. They made my boy Tim Tszyu believe he was preparing to fight a 5'9" boxer that fights on his back foot in Keith one-time Thurman. For months he trained and prepared for Keith Thurman. Then out of nowhere, with 10 days left, Keith Thurman gets an arm injury and can no longer compete on March 30th. They replaced Keith Thurman with the guy that's damn near a foot taller than Keith Thurman, okay? Not only is he 7 inches taller than Keith and Tim Tszyu, I might add, but he's a southpaw. Keith Thurman is an orthodox style fighter. So now Tim Tszyu has to find a guy that is 6'6". Not only is he 6'6", he's got to fight southpaw stance too. And he's got 12 days to make all this work. Now, I'm not trying to take anything away from Fundora. Fundora, congratulations. He's a new WBC, WBO world champion. He won that fight fair and square. Sure, Tim Tszyu was blinded with all of that blood that was dripping into his eye. But like Tim Tszyu said, that's just a part of boxing. Shit gets gruesome sometimes. And on top of that, Tim Tszyu did agree to Fundora being a late replacement. He signed on the dotted line. But I still can't help but think all this shit was calculated, man, by Al Haymon and that other fucking weasel, Steven Espinoza. And now, if y'all are asking, why would Al Haymon and the PBC want to set up Tim Tszyu? He's already signed to PBC, yes. But that's not the only promotional company Tszyu is signed with. He's also signed with the promotional company out of Australia, No Limit. And y'all already know how the PBC feels, or how, they like to keep everything in-house so they don't have to split purses. So, boom, that's one reason why I think they set up Tim Tszyu. Second reason I think they set the boy Tim Tszyu up is because they don't know what to do with him. Simply put, here in the U.S., if you know, well, let me put it to you this way. The PBC, for the vast majority of their fighters, particularly like their superstars or the more known fighters like Tank Davis, Earl Spence, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, the Charlos, all these guys, if you notice, they're all United States, they're all Americans, they're all citizens from the US. They simply don't know how to promote Tim Tszyu. Another reason I think, because in order to promote Tim Tszyu the proper way he's supposed to be promoted, you would have to cross promote with Top Rank and Matchroom. And we all know that the PBC, they don't want to work with anybody. That's why they're in the position that they're in. Another reason why I don't put it past the PBC and Al Haymon to pull off a scandalous move like this one on good old Tszyu with the old, they hit him with the old switcheroo is, just look at the track record. They've done it before. Y'all remember this? Remember the Manny Pacquiao versus Earl Spence? I know a lot of y'all already probably forgot, but I didn't. I remember everything. They pulled the same bitch ass move on everybody with the week or two out. Everybody was excited. Everybody was expecting Manny Pacquiao to fight Earl Spence, but they gave us a late replacement in your Dennis Ugas. You think it was a coincidence that Earl Spence got in the ring after and called out Fundora? Have y'all ever seen Earl Spence get in the ring like that after a fight? I haven't. That was the first time for me. If you see Earl Spence do that, get into the ring and call a fighter out after they win, please let me know down in the comment section, because I can't recall it. I'm telling y'all, this was all a calculated plan to take them belts away from Tim Tszyu and keep them in-house with the PBC. Tim Tszyu, you got, homie. Unfortunately, you had to learn the hard way with the type of people you were dealing with. Some absolute sneaky-ass gypsies. And again, congratulations to Fundora. I'm not trying to take anything away from Fundora. Fundora won that fight fair and square. I don't think Fundora cheated in the ring. That's not what I'm saying at all. I just think Fundora was used like a pawn piece in Al Haymon's plan. One more reason before I end this video why I think they set up the boy Tim Tszyu up is because originally Tim Tszyu signed with the PBC because he was attempting to unify the division. He wanted to take away Jermell Charlo's belts. But as you noticed, the PBC never made that fight. Y'all noticed that they kept Jermell Charlo as possibly, they kept Jermell Charlo as far as possible away as they could from Tim Tszyu. They sent his ass packing all the way up to the 168 division to get beat up on by Canelo because they never wanted those belts to go nowheres, hunts. Y'all, just letting y'all know what I think, thinking out loud. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe button for your boy one time. It's been your boy O-Dog Boxing, and I'm out this.